5-man death push, and right here he's having to flash out in order to get away. We got a nice jab going in on the back line, dashing in. First bullet going over the shed. In the meantime, we got the fight continue going right here. We got a bit of damage. Pepper going off. Jinx rockets going fly, and that is going to be Mazuza taking out Jeffy. And Two's getting brought exceptionally low. We do see Ultravox double kill for the Cassiopeia. Ultravox goes down, and that is going to be so many members. A triple kill, a quadra kill going over to the Twitch. He's trying to get pressed. Unfortunately, doesn't manage to find the target. We do see Leaves is currently marked by Vex. Vex jumping right on top of it. Petrifying Gaze is not going to affect anyone, as we do see Vex able to turn around. Volibear dumping in on the backline. The Orange tries to throw out the ultimate. Doesn't manage to find a target. Luru manages to take down Ultravox. That means that the damage is completely off the table for TDE, and they're trying to get away. But look, the reset from P-Squeezy finds Mazuza. Volibear going to the golden in order to stay alive from the turret, and Twitch Leaves is brought exceptionally low. That goes Leaves going down. Jabby managing to pick up that kill, and we see now Zenzen looking to get away. Unfortunately, they're just going to provide an opportunity for Vex to dive right in there. Petrifying Gaze is going to find 2 targets, but unfortunately, Ultravox is brought so low so quickly that they're just going to get completely popped. Axe diving in under the turret means Mazuza is going to be in danger of their life. Zenzen is getting out with just a sliver of health. Jabby getting on just the right side of the blast cone means that we're going to see this now finished off, and that is going to be the Nexus falling. Baby picking up their first kill of this win now. Hello, folks, and welcome back. We are now into game number 4 as Team Beat Boop sets themselves up for a reverse sweep. I am your friendly neighborhood Shackcaster Shargan, and I've got Red joining me on the caster's desk once again. Red, how are you feeling after last game?
You know, I'm pretty hyped about it. You know, it's good to see Beat Boop get some life in them. You know, and we're going to this next game that determines whether or not Staff gets to go to bed early tonight. But I'm hoping it goes to 5 games.
You're hoping it goes to 5 games? You know, I was saying that I personally felt like before this whole thing started that I was thinking that Beat Boop might take this in 4. And you know, we're at game 4. They're having some rough starts. Maybe they'll take it in game 5. We'll have to see. As we look down at these bands, once again, we see Beat Boop has determined which champions they do not want to face. It is the Victor and the Kale taken off the board, as well as the Trundle, Corki, and Vagar for TDE. And once again, for I think the 4th time in a row, we have a Blitzcrank first pick.
Yeah, we're looking at a run back of the previous game, you know, and if I'm TDE, you know, it feels really bad when you are up 2-0 and you drop that game, because the thoughts of the reverse sweep start coming into your head. So you got to just be like, you know, that game was decided at level 1, you know, get that copium, and hope that it goes, well, better this next time, and that there isn't a 4-kill Twitch, and we're actually just getting
craziest sense of deja vu right now.
Same draft.
It's literally the exact same draft so far. So we will have to like, this is nuts. Usually this means that there was something up with the draft footage. I have a feeling that is not the case here. We are literally seeing the exact same picks right now.
Yeah, this is the salty run back from TDE. They're basically just saying, hey, you wouldn't have beaten us if it weren't for that level 1. We're getting our mulligan.
Gonna do a mulligan. We do see Vex is picked up a little bit earlier. They're picked up at the first round 3 pick instead of the 4th first pick on the round 2. So with these bans coming out, we are seeing the Volibear taken off the table. So that will be something that is really important. We see the Ashe taken away as well. It's going to be interesting if we see another Kai'Sa ban come out.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to pinch the AD carry pool. I think it's dangerous for TDE to ban the Twitch, because if they do that, then Beat Boop might just say, well, hey, we'll just pick up the Jinx. They kind of played the Twitch in that role. You know, there wasn't a lot of stealth, you know, surprise I was hiding plays coming out last game. Oh, and actually Beat Boop bans the Jinx.
Finally seeing the craziness from Arcane taken off the table. That is probably going to be... It's going to be interesting to see how that changes the bot lane dynamic, because...
Okay.
What? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just going to say, if they ban Twitch here, then Beat Boop can actually just pick Kai'Sa, and this is a really good idea. They ban the other engaged jungler. You know, Vex wants to be going in. Shen wants, you know, in a comp like this, you can Shen ult to protect your carries, but you can also Shen ult to facilitate the dive. And they're taking away these dive tools from Dax, who has been so good at being the fight starter for Beat Boop.
Yeah, and taking away his Jarvan is definitely a smart choice just because it just takes that away. But there's still the
other one.
Nocturne. The Nocturne is still available. That paranoia is going to be seeping into TDE's blood once this game finally starts. Now to see how they're going to respond to this bot lane, because the ADC counter pick is still on the side of Team Beat Boop, so it's going to be interesting to see what TDE picks up instead.
Yeah, I think they probably just go for the Twitch again. I'm more interested in seeing what TDE picks here.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
yeah. You're saying you think Beat
Sivir
Boop will just pick up the Twitch no matter what?
Yeah, I think Beat Boop's probably going to go with the Twitch. You know, it works really well with Shen, and it's good for following up Vex. Sivir is locked.
That is interesting. Picking up the Sivir, the 500 CS champ, who once you hit that, you're basically done with the game and you can win it at any time you want. And then we have the Gragas picked up as well, going into that top lane versus Jaffe. So Zen is kind of an interesting comp. I do like the choice of the Sivir because that means that they'll be able to poke whichever ADC is sitting on that backline fairly easily. But it is going to be a little bit less damage early game, so it's going to be really vulnerable starting off.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. And we've got the locked in Twitch. So now that we've got the locked in Twitch, we see these comps here. What are your thoughts going into this game?
Okay. So my initial thought is Shen counters Gragas. You have the counter pick. The Shen was blind picked, and you pick something that is bad into Shen. While it can be used to help peel your back line, you are now losing in a lane where you should have priority because the Shen is constantly ulting out. And it's just going to mean that you're losing the 1v1 and then he's ulting out and helping his team. So if they cannot get this Shen behind, it's going to be really rough top lane, especially if Dax goes up there early and helps the Shen. And as we know, Shen is one of the champions that can take Ignite and can ult to his team anyways from anywhere on the map. So you can take that Ignite and really bully. But it looks like he's going for the TP, and we have another 5-stack from Baby, but it looks like TDE is actually just fanning this time. They don't want a repeat of last game. They don't want to give over 4 kills to Luru. So we're actually going to see what a comp looks like from Baby what this comp looks like from Baby when they don't have that massive lead.
Yeah, see, I think picking the Sivir is what really determined the fact that they were going to go with this 5-man fan instead of the invade, because you don't have that damage early on with Sivir in order to really kind of facilitate that first blood. You'll need to wait until you hit like level 2, level 3 in order to really have the damage and the kit available. So we'll be seeing that bot lane most likely being more of a stall lane, I think, on the side of TDE, while Twitch and Leona are both going to really, really want to go in just as hard as they can.
To an extent, yes. The Sivir is going to spike slightly earlier. We do see that there is a Dark Harvest on the Sivir, which means it is lethality, so it's not the 6-item scaling Sivir that we've known for many, many years. It is definitely going for a mid-game spike, like a 1-2 item spike, so they can try to get their lead there. But you look over at the side of the Baby, and they just have all the engage options you could possibly want. Vex going in with a Shen ult, or Nocturne going in with a Shen ult, Leona getting the fight, and then any of the above following with Twitch open, like free firing in the back. It's definitely going to be a game to see how well TDE can kite out all these fights.
Yeah, and we've got right here the Poodle fight going on in the top lane. We do see Rek'Sai starting blue buff, which I think is kind of interesting. Nocturne as well starting red buff, so it's both starting top side in order to path their way down to this bot lane, which is probably where they expect most of this game to be decided.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that this is happening in the game where there isn't a giant bounty in the bot lane, but both teams want to get their bot lanes ahead. If the Twitch can get behind, the Sivir can start to take over fights with these massive Q chunks from lethality, and there's not really a lot happening top lane. It's kind of a wet noodle, but the Shen will start to get stronger as the lane goes.
There we go. You get that empowered auto attack. You can actually do a decent chunk of damage, but he's going to take some nice minion aggro as well for his trouble, basically leaving the game at a stale, even fight right there. State. There we go. That was the word. Couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, and Sivir tends to shove lanes, so this pathing from Leaves is going to end up being more of a protective route, because since they're going to be shoved in, it's going to leave openings for Dax to come in, get those ganks off with the Leona, and so it's definitely more about being there to protect the lane and try to make Luru miss CS under the tower.
And we do see that the Scuttle Crab is going to go over to the side of Nocturne, picking up that river control very, very nicely. We do see now that there is some pigs coming out from the side of TDE.
Yeah, this is really good timing from TDE's bot lane. You know, they managed to get the wave to push in enough to where it's bouncing back to them around the time that Dax is going to be on the bot side. So there isn't as easy of a gank option down there for him.
It looks like he's going to go for the lane gank, though, regardless.
Yeah, both junglers are down here. Zen misses the E.
We do have the ping coming out from Rek'Sai. In the meantime, we got this fight going on here in the top lane. We do have the go button getting pressed. Luru getting caught out. Leaves going under the target right there. Nice knock up on the background. Luru getting brought very, very low, but we see First Blood's going to go over to Twitch. Manage to pick up the kill, but it's going to be the return on the Boomerang as they manage to get Ultravox picking up their own kill. So it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. At the same time, Antunes going a little bit too far under tower. Thanks to the Eclipse, though, not taking quite as much damage.
Yeah, that's actually really good for TDE. While both kills do go onto the 80 carries, Ultravox is able to collect the CS that is left in the lane, while Luru doesn't. Now, that being said, that does mean that Luru is back on the map with more gold, and they could potentially make something happen as we see Luru coming down stealth mid lane.
Ooh, we got the flashes coming out. Mezuzah getting caught really low. We have a dive happening right here. Mezuzah brought down. Dax taking multiple tower shots. Is not going to go down to the minion aggro, so they are taking a big advantage of that, but that is going to leave them really low, so we probably won't be seeing an early Drake.
Yeah, that was really great roam timing. You know, you just clean up bot lane, you just walk over mid. Mezuzah probably should have been playing a bit more careful, but you know, it can be hard to predict when those things happen. And Triumph did end up kicking in and saving Dax's life. If that rune was not taken, he would have died.
Absolutely. No, it's kind of one of those, the little sneaky deaky heals that just really, really helps. Bob Joseph now is looking for that angle, trying to find it. And there we go. Sivir throwing out those boomerangs, bouncing it around the minion wave, just basically shoving this into the tower as hard as they possibly can. We might be seeing them rotate over to Drake to try and sneak it, just because I know Sivir and Blitzcrank probably could. Other than that, we're probably just going to see early back. Already got that static shiv built, or the serrated Dirk. Sorry, static shiv.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be stronger currently. You know, Dirk is much more powerful than pickaxes. And as we look at the CS in the lanes, we see that, like I was saying, the Shen is starting to build up a CS lead. And if we look mid lane, despite the gank, Mezuzah is up, what, 10 CS, give or take?
Mezuzah is fantastic when it comes to farming.
Yes, Mezuzah is, for the regular season, was ranked 5th for CS per minute, only behind 80 carries, whose job it is to CS as we get a little bit of a trade.
Zen taking in stride the weak side top lane. They do know that it's going to be more during these team fights that their advantage will be pressed, so they're just trying to play it as safe as they can, focusing on the CS, getting those grass procs off, getting themselves that health. It's just really kind of the way to go, I think.
Yeah, this Gragas' job in this game is to get as much CS as possible, to be as tanky as possible, and to just bail out his team when... Oh!
Just a little bit wide on that ultimate, trying to knock Jaffe into the turret. Doesn't quite manage to do it. Does get a good bounce off the belly. However, that just means it's going to be more free farm for him.
I don't really hate it. You know, making sure that Shen is low does sort of dissuade him from ulting away, because, you know, if he is ulting in at half HP or lower, then it's potential that you're just gifting another kill to the enemy team. But, you know, it could have been under the tower, didn't end up working out. Hook misses.
Not quite. Yeah, I don't know if that hook was trying to go over the wall to get it. If it had, it would have been perfect. We do see Dax hiding out in the lane, soaking up a decent amount of XP from his laners, but it's a good opportunity for them to be ganking. Meantime, Wet Poodle fight going on in the top lane. Zen's taking the worst part of that trade. We do see the hook come out, though. Man, there's a fucking Dax. I feel like they were probably suspecting he was over there. Bob Joseph is going to get brought very low. Paranoia is going to go out, which means that there's not going to be a lot of vision. However, they're going to dive right on top of the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is going to go underground, picking up the kills. They manage to execute the Dax. Junglers are both going to go down, as is the support.
Oh, this is just tragic for TDE as we see top lane Jaffe does get the solo kill onto Zen. You know, like I said, this is a hard matchup, and without that ult, he has no way to get it off. And unfortunately, Leaves was just not able to get into the fight fast enough. And while he does pick up the trade kill, he ends up going down too. And it's
Leona looking for that hard engage onto
Excellent spell shield.
Ultravox. Very well done with that spell shield. Does manage to avoid that. They do realize they're going to go down. Not able to pick up the kill, though. We did have Jaffe come with the shield in order to save the life of their ADC.
I don't think the Shen ult was really necessary. I think
not.
that kill was coming through anyways. You know, I think Ultravox definitely didn't expect it, and once he started walking back forward and the Shen ult came in, he had to just walk in. But Mizzou's going.
I think it was a good opportunity to get some assist gold, and that's really all it was.
I don't think it's really necessary though. You're already winning the match.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that. Like from a tactical standpoint, it's not. Just kind of thinking, maybe. I think they were expecting Ultravox to probably dive under tower potentially.
Maybe.
Yep.
Dax taking some chip damage while he's collecting the wave.
Yeah, a decent amount of chip damage too, and that is going to be the ultimate drops from Gragas. Not going to really matter too much. We do see the charged smite coming out on Dax. But in the meantime, Drake is going to fall.
Yeah, interestingly, TDE is somehow the ones that are
nice
getting
flash pull
back.
in. P-Sweezy having to go over the wall to stay alive.
Yeah, trading flash there is really good. Mid for support's always worth it, especially when you have Hex Flash. You know, it's definitely not ideal to have the team with the winning bot lane to be the ones that are losing the dragon. But something to note is this is lethality Nocturne. This is not the Stride Breaker go in. This is, hey, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna one-shot you with this Vex following me up and with a Shen sitting right on top of me. I have the bulk from my team keeping me safe, so I'm just gonna do as much damage as I can.
Exactly, and it's also not LoL Linux approved, so just keep that in mind. UB would not approve of this strat.
We definitely would not. we should try it though.
Yeah, but you got to go by the numbers. It's all about the numbers game. This isn't a game based on players. It's based on stats. Ooh, we got the Paragon coming out right there. That's exactly what we were talking about. Good spell shield means that they are going to end up avoiding that first bit of damage from Blitzcrank, and so they are able to get the kill. But
really importantly, the Ignite picks it up for Mizzouza. This is the person you want the gold on. It did not go to the Blitzcrank, who damaged the Nocturne after Cassio had died. The Ignite stopped that. So there is good gold going on to the right people. We see Sivir has a kill, Rek'Sai has a kill, and Cassio all have kills.
Leaves coming in on Jaffe, trying to get over the wall. We do see the Chilling Spike come out. The knockup's going to come out as well. Jaffe's brought very, very low. The ultimate execute comes out as Rek'Sai just has herself a meal.
Yeah, so this is really good. Is he going to set up a freeze? No, he's not. He could have and punished the Shen some, but they end up getting the kill, and Zen's actually up in CS now. He's managed to collect some more farm from Shen ulting out of the lane. So it's actually even mostly. We see he's getting a quick recall.
Yeah, does manage to get the crash though, so that is going to be some nice CS denial right there. Although the teleport isn't going to available, so it's not even like it would have mattered. Hook coming out onto Anhooks. Well predicted. Grounding coming out means that there's nowhere for the Leona to go. Antunes getting absolutely shredded. We do have the Shen ulti coming down, so that means they're going to be joining. Mizzouza throws out the Petrifying Gauge, catches him in the middle of his dash. So that's going to mean that Leona gets taken out. The Eclipse is brought to an end, and that is going to be a nice pickup for trickle-down economics.
Yeah, that was really, really good for TDE. They managed to get the Shen ult and still get the kill without trading anything. As we see, even Gragas is sitting mid lane. Although I don't think anything else is going to be happening.
Potentially not. We do still have another 2 minutes for Drake, so that's going to be the next objective online. Rift Herald is up right now, so we'll probably be seeing a little bit of play over there. However, I would kind of expect TDE to basically put themselves up one more dragon and trade over the Rift Herald if they really wanted to pressure things.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's the old conversation, is giving up a dragon worth getting the Herald? And as we look at it, if they don't manage to drop it in the next minute and a half, they won't get any plate gold, which diminishes the value of the Rift Herald significantly. So it looks like they are going to do it. They should just drop this and try to get as much gold as they can onto probably I would say P-Sweezy, maybe drop it mid, try to get that mid tower down and get some gold onto the follow-up engage that's going in with the Nocturne.
And we do see that Trickle Down is on the side of this bot jungle, trying to get some extra gold. Unfortunately, they find that it is completely empty, and that is going to be the Rift Herald falling. Really well timed by Baby in order to do exactly the opposite of what I was saying TDE would probably want to do, and denying that opportunity. It'll allow them some free pressure, too, in some of these lanes whenever they decide to go for Drake.
Yeah, they could save it for the dragon, maybe drop it mid lane, see if you'd be like, hey, you got to respond to this, But, we're back into a state where we're kind of just waiting for the next neutral objective or maybe a Nocturnal coming out to try to push the pace of the game for the side of Baby.
Oh, there goes against drop there. But you know what's really good to do when you're waiting for a neutral objective? Reading the FOF Connect gets you an opportunity to kind of read up on some stats, see what your opponent's strategies are, see how they feel about the league, and maybe read Bob Joseph's manifesto on how he thinks support is supposed to be played.
He does have some ideas. That is another Gragas ult thrown just 12 seconds before the dragon is spawning, trying to deny Jaffe from getting that recall. But there are unleashed teleports up, and he's going to take a bad trade.
Yep, taking a little bit of a bad trade, trying to keep that fight alive. Dax, in the meantime, is going to get caught out. They're going to get absolutely shredded. Joseph picking up the kill with the silence from the Blitzcrank as that electricity just eats them alive. And then Rek'Sai as well going to pick themselves up another kill as they take down the Leona. Double flashes in the top lane. Does mean that Shen is not quite able to finish off Zen, but that is going to be another Drake. This one, the Mountain. So the two Drakes, Cloud and Mountain, are
Another
both
Infernal.
really good for Trickle Down because it allows Sivir to move that much faster and have a little bit of extra tanky stats. And you throw an Inferno Soul on top of that?
Yeah, Infernal Soul is going to be mostly helpful for, maybe...
Ooh, Shen is just getting a little spice right here, trying to go in onto Ultravox, going under this tower. The flash is going to come out. Not quite able to kill him, though, as we do see the poison tick it away. Tick it away. Oh, he gets it just at the last possible second. I'm pretty sure that was the last tick on that poison.
Yeah, it definitely was. This is why you should try to keep any potions on you if you can, but, that definitely hurts. And, for a while, despite Twitch having a CS lead, as we see, there is a play happening topside.
Happening up here. We do have the lethality Nocturne showing why it's so thing to be scared. Zen is just getting caught up by 3 members right here. He knows he's gone. He's just trying to delay as much as he can, and that is going to be a kill over to P-Sweezy.
Yeah, and, going back to the play, because we never really got to talk about it, getting that dragon was very, very good for TDE. It was exactly what they needed to do. Things started to fall apart a little bit after that. We got a kill on the bot side, a kill on the top side. And, up until that point, despite the Twitch having the 3 kills, Ultravox was up in CS. So it really does hurt to have the lane that was just a little bit behind, maybe a bit even, is now more behind, especially when it's a Twitch.
So close. Bob Joseph with the Hex Flash hook to try and scare off Antunes. That is going to be mid turret falling in response to this top turret and bot turret as well. So now we have kind of a triangular formation of pressure favoring the side of Baby in the outer lanes and TDE in the center. It's kind of an interesting way this works. I do think the split pushing is more to the advantage of Team Baby, though.
Yeah, definitely. Shen is going to be winning in these side lanes, and he's the one you're going to want there in the side lane. You're going to want to group your team as 4, have your Vex and Nocturne be able to do that, and Nocturne can even ult to the side lane if that Gragas is in danger, and then the Shen has full reign.
Definitely does. Jaffe trying to find a target does end up getting knocked up right here. We do see Antunes in the wing, though, so there's literally nothing for them to be afraid about.
And we are entering another state where things are going to hopefully slow down for TDE's sake. They want to continue farming up, get the Sivir and the Cassiopeia as much gold as they possibly can. Something to note is Leaves is 4-1 on this Rek'Sai. If he can get onto either of these carries, he should be in a position where he has enough damage.
Getting spotted out.
Them.
Getting spotted out right there by that cone. The vision is just going to mean that gank they were trying to pull off doesn't end up happening. You're right. It is a slower state of the game. It's a little bit chilly, a little bit cool. Which, you know what's a great thing to do whenever you get a little chilly and a little cool? Buy yourself a new hoodie, which we have over at the FOF merch store.
Yeah, you can see that by going to www.ffesports.com/merch. Check out all the cool selections we have. And something to note is the tower states actually do benefit TDE slightly. They're able to collect these side waves and the mid wave as it continues crashing, while losing that mid tower does allow TDE to walk in and get more aggressive vision for their Blitzcrank. But no one is responding to this mid tower getting attacked.
No, they really aren't. And so it's going to be kind of interesting to see exactly if this is going to end up being really, really bad
They
for
can make
TDE
a fight
or
here.
not.
Dax is half
They are
HP.
forced the fight. The go button has been hit. Joseph, he went in. This is going to be a solar flare coming down. And unfortunately, we are going to see the shutdown as the Rex side gets completely shredded. P-Sweezy diving in on that backline. Mizuza throwing out the boomerang, not able to find a kill. And that is going to be a 1-for-0 or 2-for-0 on the side of Baby. They are very happy with the state of this game so far.
Yeah, and Channel wasn't even used. It's really disheartening when you lose a fight and you don't even blow that big cooldown. And on top of that, they're going to lose. Oh,
okay. Gragas ult is going to get thrown out. It only does a little bit of dissuasion. I think again, a little bit of a misaim by Zenzen. I think they were trying to hit something a little bit more. Zenzen, however, is going to get caught out completely. Zenith bladed over the wall as he gets caught between 4 members of Team Baby who are all still alive, all very healthy. Not sure exactly what his plan was there. The Shen ulti is going to come down now, so Dax is going to get pulled out. We do see Shen is in this fight, though. They had to come around to the backside. It was killed before they were able to get in there. We do see P-Sweezy getting absolutely shredded as well. This is going very, very well for TDE. It is going to leave the Drake wide open. So in the end, that first fight didn't go so great. The second one, though, that was definitely a return on their investment.
yeah, exactly. They went 1 for 4 in that. They trade the life of their top laner who had just blown everything. So he's really not worth that much. And he's already 0-2 at that point. And they get 4 kills. And now they're on Soul Point. The overstay cost them immensely.
That, I think, honestly, the Infernal Soul on a Sivir is going to be really, really painful for
Yeah.
Baby.
Those Q pokes are going to start hitting really hard. Even with the one Infernal Dragon, as soon as he finishes his second item and gets that Manamuna and it evolves, he's going to start chunking. And critically, they managed to start that fight off with a win because the Blitzcrank ult breaks the Shen shield and he just immediately dies and the Shen doesn't even show up.
Great and absolutely wonderful. So now that things have calmed down, we are going to see things mostly focused around this Baron, I believe. Bob Joseph, once again, being a little overly aggressive. Ultravox overstepping and Luru just peppering them.
Yeah, that's just Twitch things. Yeah, he just invises, you don't know he's there, he opens up on you and you have to flash. Just kind of the nature of annoying champions like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's here's a smell you can feel. Kind of a situation that you just got to worry about every single time he shows up. And now that we have evened this game up once again, here we go. Huge! Look at that! That was absolutely fantastic. 2 members of Baby were absolutely frozen by that petrifying gaze. There was nothing they could have done.
This is excellent. The jungler's dead. They have their only engage tool is the Vex, and while Shenel is up to help facilitate the engage, there is no smite.
There is no smite. Sweezy is sitting on that ward too.
Despite Sivir being lethality and not doing great damage, Cassiopeia is historically one of the best Baron taking champions, able to do a lot of damage consistently. As the fight's gonna break out.
It's been hit. Looks like we got a little bit of damage going on. Where Rek'Sai is still over on that Baron. It looks like
they're just zoning him off. They get the Baron.
Great zoning.
That was a great pick that ended up in a great swing for TDE, and they are now in the driver's seat. 2 minutes and 50 seconds until the next Infernal Soul spawns. And if they can get that, they're in a great position, and they can actually keep up the pace by using this Baron to keep Baby in their base, not able to get any vision, so they're forced to face check into things like a Gragas, a Cassiopeia, and even Blitzcrank hooks.
Yeah, if the scales were perfectly balanced and it was a 50-50 shot for us going into a game number 5, based on what's been happening, how are you feeling about this game right now?
Okay, so from the start, I have said Baby is the better early game team. They need to make their leads count up.
Not quite.
Okay, they need to make their leads happen and convert those leads into wins. TDE is exceptional at playing from behind. Despite them having the second highest gold lead at 15, they are probably the second or even first best team at playing from behind. And it is dangerous to give them scaling picks. And they're in a position where they're not behind in dragons. They are on soul point at 23 minutes as they manage to blow Luru's flash, which is really good.
Yeah, Lure is flash being down. We got the paranoia coming out. Darkness is fallen. We have the solar flare being dropped as well. Doesn't find a target, so there's no stuns. Nice bit of slows, though. We do have some grounding, though, happening in the background. Leaves going golden to stay alive. Damage is coming out. Which is on the background, peppering them.
Great
Look at this.
flash.
So much damage coming out on both sides. This fight is just dragging on and on. Not quite able to find a target. Mizuza managed to finally pick up the first kill, going on a rampage. Ultravox picking up another one, taking down Jaffe, and that is some huge targets that have been removed from play, and it only cost the Gragas his life.
All right, so that play started off, while it did end up going in TD's favor, it started going really well for them at the beginning despite the engage, but a huge flash fear from P-Sweezy comes in and stops it from being any worse. You know, they still do lose out on the fight, but it could have been way worse if the Sivir and the Cassiopeia continued to free fire onto Baby.
Honestly, that was probably one of the longest fights we've seen in League of Legends, especially FOF, in a while. Like, just that wasn't a repeated continuous person dies, comes back from base, person dies, come back from base. Like, that just means sustained fight. And what's kind of funny is we've been hearing rumors. We'll have to wait and see exactly if these rumors end up being substantiated. That Riot is looking to decrease damage across the board, which would be really interesting to see how that ends up affecting these fights. But in the meantime, focusing on this, we've got this nice engage here on the bot lane. So much zoning pressure against this dragon, which is very clearly what TDE wants.
Nice the engage is looking to come through again. Darkness falls.
It's a defensive paranoia, though, just trying to keep the game happening, but the real fight begins right there. Does dive in on the background. This is the 5v5. Twitch on the background does start peppering with those shots. Look at all that poison just coming out. So much damage is being done. We see Ultravox having to get the fruit just to stay alive. And unfortunately,
no one dies.
No one died yet. Everyone is still alive.
I'm a little nervous right now, Sherigan. This could go either way.
It could go either way. We've got a little. The spikes are still up. Vexel is going down. She dives into the background, gets the fear
hook to get him out.
Bob Joseph with the defensive hook. He gave up his life as a support is supposed to. We do see that the dragon has been taken as well. Being able to pick it up, and look at this. Leaves. Only one left alive, trying to get away. Ultravox as well down there. We do see them all running out. Oh my goodness.
Baby is not out of this yet. They managed to win the fight after a very long, drawn-out battle, and they even steal the dragon. Dax comes in with some big heroics, and they manage to stall out the game as much as they could from a bad position.
Of all of the junglers in FOF, I really think Dax is probably the coolest under pressure and just does so well holding onto his smite, using it at the perfect opportunity, and it is just a beautiful thing to watch. Ice in his veins.
This could have been like that was just the best possible thing. Even if Baby did win this fight, if TDE managed to secure that dragon, they're still in a great position. Now, unfortunately, there's no Baron on the map for them to claim with their numbers advantage. So we're going to be going back into a state where people are going to be trying to collect as much gold as they can, because at this point, the game is going to be decided from one fight around a neutral objective that launches one of these teams into the lead. Because right now, despite the dragon lead, we're even in kills. We're basically even in gold, and it could be anyone's game. Baby comes with a huge, miraculous save to stop this game from going way too out of their hands.
Exactly, and you know, it's kind of one of those things where like now that we are in a little bit of a lull state, and once again taking a bit of a break, go ahead and pop open your F Connect, and we can go ahead and just hop down to the Jeff stats and take a look at some of the interesting things that we've got over there. I mean, if we're looking at champion pick win rate, surprisingly, as much as we've been seeing Jinx win in all these games, this is they're only at a 48% win rate, so technically sub 50.
Yeah. Jinx did lose a bunch of power. She was at a really high win rate at the beginning of the season. Its nerfs started coming through, and she started dropping more and more games. And you know, now we're at a point where I think only Jinx players should really be picking it. And this is a game with 2 Jinx players, and there is no Jinx.
Nope, there is no Jinx, so we don't have to worry about that. However, we do have the top 3 kill leaders in this game on the board, with Ultravox Leaves leading the pack and Luru bringing up 3rd. Not by much. Like, it's very slim margin.
Here we go.
The button hit. Paranoia is out. Dex using the spell shield to avoid the Blitzcrank hook, and that is going to be a nice bit of damage coming out onto Bob Joseph. Because of that Vex ult miss, that does mean that this fight is going to be over for right now. Bob Joseph is the only one who's brought exceptionally low, but the lack of a Blitzcrank is so scary, in all honesty. You need that extra disengage. You need that CC.
Yeah, and something to note, this Twitch is on 3 items. He will start shredding. He has his Infinity Edge. He's going to start cutting through Baby. I'm sorry, cutting through TDE. But on the flip side, we have the Gargoyle Stoneplate on the Cassiopeia. People who don't really see the champion that often might not know this, but it is really good for allowing her to stay in the fights. It keeps her alive, and it's really good for deterring this Nocturne from going on her.
And right now we got the Baron started up once again. Dax waiting in the wings, dodges the Bob Joseph hook.
On
Then we do see a Jappy grounded, not able to escape, but he's just so darn tanky, doesn't absolutely manage at all. Dax taking a nice bit of chunk from that. We have Leaves hanging out in the background. Zenzen gets caught out, though. He's going to get taken down. Petra and Gaze does not manage to find the targets. Everyone is walking away. Sivir throwing out those Qs. Does manage to connect on Luru, but only with the first shot. Doesn't get the second one. And that is going to be a return from back off on both sides as they leave this Baron alone.
Yeah, it started out as a pretty decent trade into Baby. You know, Zenzen. Oh. Nocturnal.
Jumping right on top of Mezuzah, going right onto Ultravox, trying to get that kill. The knock up onto Shen, we had that drop down as well, trying to get this under tower. We do see Luru manages to take Mezuzah out. However, Dax gets his life taken as well. So that means that there is now no smite on the side of Team Baby, but the red side is up.
It's really critical that they manage to get that trade kill, because otherwise Baron is on the table. You know, having the jungler on the side of TDE definitely dissuades that play, but they are going to collect a kill and a tower, and that is ballooning their gold lead. They're now 2k ahead. A couple minutes ago, it was dead even, and Dragon spawns in the next 50 seconds. It's really critical for Baby to be able to steal this, and on the flip side, it's really critical for TDE to be able to set up and get it. And with Baby backing, oh, they almost got the backstop. But with Baby backing, they have the time to come in and set up for the Dragon, and now Baby has to walk into Blitzcrank.
Hey, well, we do see the vision control going over to the side of TDE. They know that this river is going to be where things take place. Because it's in a Frozen Drake, there's fewer places to hide. Leona's the one who gets caught out, though. They're going to jump right in on top of 4 members of TDE, but look how tanky they are. Great use of the disengage, dropping the Solar Flare, trying to keep anybody going out. The Paranoia is going to come out as well, so trying to provide more vision control. Diving in on top of Ultravox, managing to pick up the kill. That is going to be Sivir taken down. That is a huge damage profile taken away. The wide petrifying gaze doesn't find a target, but the missed Vex ult means the disengage is going to have to come from TDE as they have to run away. We do see Leaves hanging out on this backside right here, hanging out inside the Drake. The Dragon is going to be started, but the smites are up for both teams.
Yeah, without the AD carry, this is going to rely on either a really good Gragas flashy, or there's even no flash.
Damage getting dropped onto the Dragon. Jaffe in the meantime taking on 4 members. Red team does manage to take down the Drake. We see Dax picking up that kill. Jaffe zoning everybody off. In the meantime, we have Rek'Sai trying to do what they can to stay alive. The flash over the wall. Dax trying to continue this engage. That is going to be no more kills, but that is going to result in a whole bunch. They're getting dropped. It looks like
misses. Oh, that's a great hook. Can they kill him?
It was a huge hook. However, the Shen ulti is going to get dropped as well, so that means that it's not going to really matter as the damage doesn't come through quick enough.
Yeah, that was great reaction from Jaffe. He gets the Shen shield down so the damage cannot kill Luru, and he's able to just open fire, pick up another 2 kills, and now Baby's just walking their way to Baron.
Baby Baron it is. It looks like we're going to be seeing this taken away from TDE, and we are getting even closer to that reverse sweep, that game number 5 that so many people are dreading, but so many people want to see.
Yeah, this is This is starting to look worse and worse for TDE. Baby is getting their Infernal Dragons, which once again, like we talked about last game, it does help the Vex and the Twitch. And in this case, it actually helps the Nocturne too when he's diving in.
Exactly. And now we've got basically another lull state. Both neutral objectives have been taken. Baron power play is up and running. And this is going to be a really scary situation for TDE. They've got to play things very, 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 very carefully. Make sure that they're not giving up any extra positioning because it could just spell the end almost instantly with how fast Baby can push.
Yeah. I'm really looking for Bob Joseph to be the hero for TDE. If he can get a miracle hook onto Luru, there is no flash.
We got the paranoia coming out. The barrier getting dropped by Mezuzah, trying to get themselves out of there. Petrifying Gaze is going to trap Dex under tower. However, we see that the GA has been activated, so that means that Nocturne is going to come back alive, but he's going to be taking more tower shots. The second tower shot doesn't hit, and it doesn't manage to kill him, though. That is going to be huge, as that is going to be a 1 for none on favor of Baby.
Yeah, the Twitch ults gets the bonus range and just tears through TDE, even though they're under tower, and it ends up being 1 kill over to Baby. Like I was saying, if Bob Joseph can get the miracle hook onto Luru and bait out the Shen ult and then ult himself to break it, they can not only burn a very important cooldown for the fight, but they can also get the pick on the person they need to kill.
Very potentially. We are basically seeing the 4-man roam at this.
Other than a hero fight, that's their main way back into this game.
We got the siege going on right now. Multiple Baron buffs. All 5 Baron buffs are still in play. And that's just going to be huge as we just see so much damage being put out onto these towers.
It's interesting that Baby's grouped here and they don't have the Shen in the side lane, considering he has both TP and ult. It looks like they may be trying to make a play.
Ooh, looks like we saw the Sivir hit the go button, hitting that R. Paranoia is going to get dropped. Solar Flare is going to not find any targets. How are we doing? We're going to see Ultravox get taken out, completely ripped to shreds. Petrifying Gaze managed to find a couple of targets. However, it's not going to be enough as the damage is just on the side of Baby. Double kill for Twitch. Managed to take down multiple members of TDE, picking up that triple kill as well. Means that Mezuzah is the only one left alive. And this could be the final. It's not going to be the final push, but it could very well result in multiple Nexus turrets falling.
I think it could be. You have 20 seconds on the next spawning member, and it's a Blitzcrank.
This is true. This is true. We see Antunes just basically being like, yeah, they're hitting that end button. They're going for that end. Antunes flashing underneath the towers, jumping in onto Mezuzah, getting the stuns off. This is what you want to see a Leona do. There we go. The Shen ult as well. That is going to be going into game number 5, folks. We are going to see. We've got the reverse sweep incoming.
It was really critical. Luru managed to not be in danger for a majority of the endgame fight. Like last 10 minutes of the game, and it was very important that they needed to get the switch. It's the primary damage, and they just weren't able to get on top of him to get him dead. And you know, Luru managed to deal the damage that his team needed, and Baby comes out with the win. Yep,
coming out with that win is gotta feel so good. Baby is not giving up this fight at all, and neither should you folks. Stick around. Go to the FOFesports.com. Check out our press page. Look at that FOF Connect tide you over while we take a short break, and we'll be right back with game number 5, the deciding game of this Friend or Foe Series Season 5 semifinals.
They can make a fight here. Dax is half
They are
HP.
forced to fight. The go button has been hit. Joseph, he went in. This is going to be a solar flare coming down, and unfortunately, we are going to see the shutdown as the Rex gets completely shredded. P-Sweezy dashing in on that back line. Mizuza throwing out the boomerang, not able to find a kill, and that is
Baby, you know, Zen. Oh, Nocturnal.
Knox coming out, jumping right on top of Mizuza, going right onto Ultravox, trying to get that kill. The knock up onto Shen, we had that drop down as well. Trying to get this under tower. We do see Luru manages to take Mizuza out. However, Dax, but that is going to result in a whole bunch.
Oh,
they're getting
misses. Oh, that's a great hook. Can they
That was
kill
a
him?
huge hook. However, the Shen ulti is going to get some as well, so that means that it's not going to really matter if the damage doesn't come through quick enough. Ooh, looks like we saw the Sivir hit the go button, hitting that R. Paranoia is going to get dropped. Solar Flare is going to not find any targets. How are we doing? You're going to see Ultravox get taken out, completely ripped to shreds. Petrifying Gaze managed to find a couple of targets. However, it's not going to be enough as the damage is just on the side of Baby. Double kill for Twitch. Managed to take down multiple members of TDE, picking up that triple kill as well. Means that Mizuza's the only one
On the next spawning member, and it's a Blitzcrank.
This is true. This is true. We see Antunes just basically being like,
for the
yeah,
wave.
they're hitting that end button. They're going for that end. Antunes flashing underneath the towers, jumping in onto Mizuza, getting the stuns off. This is what you want to see Leona do. There we go, the Shen ult as well. That is going to be going into game number 5, folks. Hello, folks. Welcome back. We got a banger of a series going on. We are into game number 5. We are finally